Okay, I'm back. What a mess. Okay. What a mess. Okay. I have this new phone and I don't know, like we have Orbi in our house, which is a Wi-Fi extender, and we have one that's like right outside of my closet here. So, but I don't know if this phone is not connecting to it or what the problem is, but um okay, that was terrible. You guys were asking some amazing questions and all was lost. So if you had a really good question, put it back up and so that I can answer it. And then it still says I'm live uh on these. So hopefully everyone will find me back here again. I'm not sure why it's saying that I'm still live. Chanel Gabrielle Essence giving me hate. It's so worth. Is it worth the price range? If you like it, it's worth the price. Absolutely. So I just saw someone say, let me see here. Okay, so someone said was saying something about their friend not talking to them. Oh, the presidential election has caused friends to stop talking. Yeah, why would the presidential election stop friends from talking? Um, if they're really your friend, you guys agree to disagree, first of all. And if you're friends, you don't necessarily have to have the same views where politics are concerned. Now, if someone's spreading hate, then that's totally different. But if they stop talking to you, they weren't your friend anyway, in the first place. Okay, let me see what I missed here. Did you grow up with your dad? No, not for like the first 12 years of my life. No. But my stepdad, I had a stepdad. Yeah. Someone said because your friends think that you should have the same views and opinions. Now, my husband and I don't necessarily agree 100% where politics and things like that are concerned. Now, I mean, I'd say religion is a little more important, but yeah, that's not good. That wouldn't be my friend any longer. So many older sisters. A candlelight dinner by myself, it sounds a little weird. That doesn't sound weird at all, I don't think. I think that if you sit down with some candles and have a sexy candlelit dinner by yourself, I feel like that is amazing. That is called taking care of yourself. That's self care. That's sitting in your own space, in your own moment. I think I might enjoy doing that more than having a candlelit dinner with someone else. Someone says I need to review the new 1 million parfum. Yes, I do. It's amazing. Why is this fly in here? I absolutely adore it. Love it. And my husband had it on the other night and he walked past me and I was like, "Wow, that's good." That was actually one that I really could have kept for myself, to be perfectly honest with you. Still buffering. This is a mess. All right, y'all. I got to get my Wi-Fi life in order. This is such a mess. And it's still and it's fine on my end, but I'm looking on my other phone here. Is it you guys still see me? Did I go to therapy or did I just become self-aware? I absolutely did. I went to therapy. I went to therapy for about I'd say maybe 2 months, somewhere around in there. Um, but I kind of knew what my problem was, and I just needed to start the ball rolling. And sometimes that's all you need to do. Like, you need to start the ball rolling. Just, you need to find someone that you can talk to, that you can, trust, and that you can just pour your whole heart out to. Said, my sister has been married 5 times. If she had a sat down and had a candlelit dinner by herself. Yeah. Oh, unfortunately, hindsight is always 2020, right? Someone asked me what made me fall for my husband. Um, well, I loved him, of course. My husband and I think I told this story before. Like, I met my husband when I very first moved to St. Louis, and he actually installed the air conditioning in my very first house when I moved to St. Louis. And so, I think he asked me out on a date, and I was like, no. But then he took me to dinner. He was really nice. Then we started hanging out, but we didn't like seriously date or anything because I was dating other people. But and then he came back like a few years. Was like, I told you you're gonna be my wife, and I was still like, because I didn't want to be married again. I had been married before. I didn't want to be married again, but he convinced me. He convinced me. So at Anita Andrews 5 times. Yeah, that's 5 times. That's a lot. That's a lot of times to be married. I think two is too many to be perfectly honest with you. Do you wear Gucci fragrances? Um, I think I just got rid of Gucci by Gucci. That was my like back in the day favorite Gucci fragrance. But I don't have any at the moment. I don't have any Gucci fragrances. Y'all let me know if y'all can see me because on my end it's buffering and I think that's on a lot of people other people's end as well. And I don't know, my signal is actually really good. So I don't know, maybe YouTube is lit up tonight. It is Friday night and everyone's probably trying to go live. I do wear leggings all day since quarantine, but I plan everything around going to the gym. It's one of my only outings now. If you're wearing leggings to the gym, that's perfectly acceptable. You trying to get yourself in order, perfectly acceptable. Yeah, this is a mess. And I'm not sure. I can see myself clear, no buffering, but when I look on my other device, it's still. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. One and done, not interested in a second marriage. Mighty strong. Oh, you were in St. Louis? You should have said something. Yeah, one and done is good. But I mean, I don't know. I think two is not bad to be married. Maybe even three. My husband's been married 3 times. So I guess three, the third time is a charm, right? That's what they say. I'm going to get therapy. I'm 33 and still afraid of my mom because she doesn't respect me as an adult, and I'm a mother myself. Yeah, that's a hard one. But sometimes we all love our mothers, but sometimes you have to have an adult conversation with your mother. And maybe you should go sit down at in therapy with your mother. That would also be really good. Sheila, will we get to meet your daughter? Yeah, absolutely. One day when she wants to do a video with me. Have I ever dated a narcissist? Yeah, I think we all have. Never been married, 42, soon to be 43 in December. I don't think there's anything wrong with never having been married if you have never wanted to be married. The problem comes in if you really want to be married but you have never been married. But I don't think there's anything in this world wrong with somebody. Look at Oprah. She ain't never been married. And she's perfectly fine, right? Oh wow, met 3 months and got married, been married for 27 years. That's pretty amazing. MLA 22012, thank you. Love for 27 or 24 years. Life coach 365. Yeah, absolutely. Go to therapy with your mom. That's very necessary. I think sometimes as moms, I'm probably guilty of this with my son as well, even though I know my son is a grown butt man. And he even told me that he we're planning on doing a live show together. And I was trying to come up with topics for us to talk about, and he said no to all of my topics. And he said, "Mom, the I think your viewers think I'm a kid. They need to know I'm a grown man with a job who pays his own bills." I said, "Okay, well, you come up with the topics then. If you don't want to talk about um Cardi B and Offset getting a divorce, I mean, I don't know." So sometimes it's hard for us to cut off the mommy thing even when we know our children are grown as grown could be. STL men are something else. Yeah, STL men are more than something else. My husband is actually not from STL. When I first moved to St. Louis, the very first thing someone told me, a man told me this. He said, "Don't mess around with these St. Louis dudes. They're grimy." And I took his advice. I've dated a few St. Louis guys, but they're different. They're very different. Marriage is work. Oh, marriage is hard work. Oprah is married now. When did Oprah get married? Is she? The beauty jock. Okay, so this is a good question. We're gonna ask this to everybody. So all ladies not wanting to get married, do y'all really want to grow old alone and die alone? That seems unnatural, sad, and lonely. So I'm gonna let some unmarried ladies in the comment section answer this because um there are some women who are not married and who are single and they're not lonely. There are a lot of women like that. Do I interfere in their dating? No. In my kids' date? No, absolutely not. No. I mean, they ain't just gonna bring anybody up in here, but no. No. Happily married. Never been married. Don't have kids. 37. Like to get married still, but never want kids. Yeah, some people don't. Some people don't want children. Some people don't want to be married. And I think it's okay. You know, I think sometimes people get shamed for not having children and being a woman of a more mature age and not being married. It's like everybody who's single ain't lonely. I know when I was single, I was living my best life. My best life. Oh, married at thank you, Sabrina. Married at 18. We'll be celebrating 36. Oh, okay. Well, wow, that now I guess back then I thought you were saying you were 18 now and just got married. But that's amazing. I always wish that I would have married the first person that I ever laid eyes on. And then again, I thank the Lord for all of my experiences. Children are your karma, tread lightly. I'm not opposed to being married. In fact, I do envision. So, some of the unmarried ladies in the comment section, this is a question for you because this is a lot of are you what are some of the reasons that you think you're not married at this present moment in your life? If you want to be married, like is it because it's hard to find someone to marry or you just like working on your career? What's the reason that you're not married? You're born alone, so being married doesn't guarantee dying with someone. No, it doesn't guarantee dying with someone. It doesn't guarantee having someone to get old with. Mm-mm. No. It's hard to find, and I've been working on my career in education for many years. And T Small TV, how old are you? Because I hear this a lot from women. Like women are like, I want to work on my career. I want to take time to, get financially to where I'm trying to be in life. And then I'll go start preparing myself for the husband. And I always feel like we ain't getting no younger over here. Like we ain't getting no younger. Get you a husband who's gonna be there with you as you are going through school and making whatever career moves it is that you're trying to go through. Wasted a lot of time with my ex and now I'm single having to start dating again. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't give anything to have to date again, especially right now. Very difficult thing to have to do. Married at 22 years, waited 5 years, one daughter, married 32 years. Children can really make or break a marriage. They can, especially if they already exist before the marriage. Yeah, they can. Children can make or break a marriage. I'm 45, but I look 35. I would like a younger man, Christian, celibate. I've been waiting for a suitor. Now, why you want a younger man? 45, but you look 35. That's a good thing. Younger, you want a man younger than 35? I don't think there's anything wrong with dating younger guys, but there's a lot that goes along with that. A whole lot. And the older we get, a woman at 45, it almost works exactly like it works for guys though. I know some women who are older women and they dated some younger guys, but it's always only for a very short period of time. Like if you're looking for stability, then it's typically not the way to go. And not only that, the younger guy is probably, if you're 45, he's probably not going to be a gentleman of a certain status, if you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't seek them out. I wouldn't seek young guys out. I think young guys would be fun to play around with, but when it comes, especially if you're talking anything under 35, in my opinion, is a waste of time. Younger men tend to grow up and away from older women. That's very true. That's what I'm saying. Um, yeah, it would be fun, if you just want to be out living your best life. But as far as looking for stability or, an actual lifetime together, under 35 is dangerous. Dangerous. Hard to find values such as Christian. Most millennials are claiming to be spiritual but not religious. Yeah, religion is big. If it's religion can be a deal breaker if it's really important to you. I'm not a cheater, nor are my lady friends, associates. Sorry, we're loyal types. I'm trying to see. It's hard to find a man. The beauty jock. Most women aren't willing to compete for their ideal man. Keeping in shape, being cooperative, and putting themselves in situations to meet men. That's true. That's a lot of women. I have a lot of friends who are single and they want a man. They want to date somebody. They want to marry somebody. These are women in their 40s and 50s, but they don't put themselves in a position to meet a man. And I tell them all the time, like, he's not, unless he works for UPS or Amazon and he has to come deliver all your junk you buy all the time, he's not going to just come knocking on your front door. That's not going to happen. So, yeah, you have to put yourself in a position to meet a man. And when you're a woman of a more mature age, yeah, you got to keep it together. You really do. You have to have it all together. Especially if you want a man who, I don't want to use the wrong word here. um if you want to date up, we'll say that. You want to date up. Keefe, I would agree. I haven't put myself. Yeah, you have to put yourself in a position to meet someone, and I'm not talking about like going down to the local juke joint in your leather mini and your thigh high boots. You're not gonna meet there. There are no good men in the club, and let me back up. But there might be a few sprinkled throughout the club. He might have got invited to his friend's birthday party and he's there because he didn't want to be rude and turn down the offer. So he's over at the Suge Avery juke joint on Saturday night. That's the only reason. The good You don't find good men in the club. Especially men that go there on a consistent basis. Like if you meet a man in a club and he's like, "Yeah, I was in here last weekend," just walk away from him. Just go away from him. What does have it all together mean? Um, oh, first, what's Day Shanika? Yes, dating is canceled until further notice. Don't be out here hooking up with these strange dudes. I don't care if you do have the Corona tracker on your phone. Don't do it. Dating has been postponed. Uh, someone asked, "What does having it all together mean?" And that means he's ready for you. He's ready for a wife. If man is ready for a wife, he has it all together. He has. If he doesn't already have the house, he is prepared to get the house. He has, his finances are in order. He is taking care of himself. He is ready to have a wife, ready to receive a wife. He ain't out here scraping up, rolling up coins and stuff, trying to figure out where his next meal is coming from. You're going to meet your pimp at the juke joint. That's the only thing you're going to meet at the juke joint. The only thing. Men don't seem to be cheaters until they get married, it seems. They get uncomfortable and bored in marriage and roam. Um, no, I think some men are just day one cheaters. I've had guys cheat on me and we weren't married. So they guys a cheater once a cheater, always a cheater, I think. Until they get themselves hand their lives over to God. The beauty jock, life coach 3. Oh, was now were you asking what is having it all together on the woman's end? I thought you were asking about a man having it all together. Men are visual. Yeah, you're the beauty jock. What you're saying is absolutely 100% correct. And I know women get really upset and uptight about this thing because a lot of women are like, he needs to take me as I am. He's not going to take you as you are if he is with money brings options. I talked about this in my video. When men have money, they have options. It's the same way for women. Like the if the woman that says she wants to date a younger man, if a woman is older and she has a lot of money, you'll see her running around with 30-year-old guys, 30, 32, 33, and it looks crazy and you like, but she has money, she has options. It works the same way for a man. So if a man is not attracted to a plus size woman, and he has money, he can just go and pick someone that, is the size he wants her to be. And unfortunately, he can be ugly. He can have many things wrong with him. He can be plus size. He can be fat. But at the end of the day, it's the way it goes. That's why it's so important to keep it all together. And that should never change. Like, even when you get the man, because a lot of women get the man and then they let it all go. And then the man, like I said yesterday in my video, he's out running around with Keisha because you let yourself go. Men are very visual, and trust me, we're visual too. We just don't get caught up in it like they do. Single ladies of a more mature age, we must focus on ourselves even more because men our age are looking at younger women and women older than us are looking at men our age. Yes. Everybody has their eye on the prize. Everybody. I say this all the time. Like I don't understand it, but y'all know how old my husband is. My husband is much older than I am. He's much older than I am. Um, but yeah, I talk about it all the time. I don't understand it, but they have options, and men are out here. They want to date younger women, and if you're not a younger woman, if you are a woman of a more mature age, you have to be like on your game 10 times more than someone who's 23. Like your physique, everything has to be 100 if you are a woman of a more mature age. Cuz these men out here looking at these 20-year-olds, and I don't get it. If you're in your 50s and you would date a 20-year-old woman, if the law said it was okay, in my opinion, you would date a 16 or a 17-year-old woman, but that's just how I see it. It's my opinion. I don't like it. And men are not the center of my universe. Men don't need to be the center of anybody's universe. Period. Mm-mm. Terry Glazier, I'm pretty nice and attractive, and the men still refuse to pay for hardly anything. Terry, let's talk. Who are these men? Who are these men? And what are they not willing to pay for? I'm sick of this. I had a conversation the other day with a guy who is a friend of mine, and he said that he's not married, but he has a live-in. Well, I won't call her live-in. His girlfriend lives. They live together, and he said she pays half the bills. And I said, why does she pay half the bills? He said, cause ain't no woman gonna be living in my house not paying nothing. And I just thought, mm, that's terrible to me. Cause younger ladies don't require much. They dependent. Pretty nice. Terry, if men paying for stuff should not be an issue, especially if it's a man that you're dating. He should be paying for things. I think women get like, I'm just gonna say this. I don't want. Like there are a lot of creators that are like grooming gold diggers, right? Teaching women how to be gold diggers. And so I think men, not even I think, I know that men are like, they got their guards up with this stuff. They like, don't, you ain't coming over here with your shovel. Don't come over here with that mess. And at the end of the day, this is the thing. If you are on your A game, if you got your stuff together, if you are the one that he cannot see himself spending 20 minutes of his day without, what you digging for? You ain't gotta dig for nothing. Like who what? You don't have to dig and you don't have to ask. Because that's where the problem comes in at. Because men are like, oh, she was shopping at Marshalls and TJ Maxx, and then when she met me, she want me to start taking her to top notch stores. She want me to take her to Neiman's, and she wants me to take. Well, first of all, there ain't nothing wrong with that because if a woman was buying herself Marshalls and TJ Maxx, and she's now with you, and you can afford to take her to Neiman's, there's nothing wrong with that. She would be a fool to continue running in and out of Marshalls and TJ Maxx if she has you now. But the problem comes in when women are like really going in on these men and they're tired of it. And so sometimes they try to pay for the least amount of stuff that they can because they feel like women are hanging out with them because of what they have or what they can buy them. And like I said, if you got your stuff together, you don't have to dig for nothing. Who's digging? Digging is work. That takes a lot of work. I ain't digging for nothing. And just because a woman has met one man and he gave her everything he had, the lint out of his pockets and everything else, that does not make her a skilled gold digger. Okay? She just found a man's soft spot. That's that's all that is. She figured out how to get in and took him on the ride of his life. So that's what that is. Let me read some of these comments. Have you ever dated outside of your race? Yeah, once. I hear some men who make six figures even try to be stingy. Yeah, if he's making six figures and he's stingy, you don't even need to have a conversation with him. But I'm telling you, the thing is, a lot of these men, they're on guard because they're taking these online high value courses and stuff. They're out here, they trying to learn how to be alpha males and all this. So they on guard. They watching everything you do. And you can't make it obvious. You gotta be smart first and foremost. Gotta be smart. Someone asked me had I date out excuse me, outside of my race. Yes, twice. Twice. That was it. I dated a man that met me dolled up, but after a few months, he would critique things and go as far as telling me to stop looking nice. I was confused. Stay away from him. He doesn't want anybody else looking at you. I'm just gonna lay it out there for you. Yeah. I'm 54, married, and I still get stopped when I go out. Men, young or old, is simply just attractive to what intrigued them. If you ain't holding me down, you holding me up. I love that. Love that. Excellent health and don't want to be a caregiver. Yeah, there's older women out here who are in great shape, taking care of themselves. Sue me. A great life partner who I can have fun with. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, you want to have somebody who you can have fun with, somebody who you can laugh with, somebody who you don't have to worry about anything with, someone who you feel safe with, somebody who, loves you and cares for you, and that's what you want at the end of the day. I get a lot of emails from women asking me to talk about how to date a rich man. And everybody can't have a rich man. I mean, there are just not enough rich men to go around. And having a rich man is a lot of work. So you have a man with money, it's a lot of work. And you have to be a certain type of woman to handle it and to be able to deal with it. There's a lot involved in it. There's a lot of stuff involved in it. You have to do things you don't want to do sometimes. You have to be a part of stuff you don't want to be a part of. It's a lot. Um, I don't see everybody wants a six, seven, nine, 10 figure man. Get a 5 figure man that loves you, pays the bills, cares for you, ain't out here running around in these streets on you, and that and be happy. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Be happy. You get a rich man, now you got rich people problems. There you go. And there's nothing wrong with dating up. I'm not saying, absolutely don't date a rich man, but like I said, you date a rich man, you're gonna have rich man problems. You got rich people problems. And accept the fact that rich men may have a mistress. They very well may, because like rich men can afford to have anything they want. They might have somebody over in a skyrise apartment across town that they've been taking care of for 10 years. It's possible. An honest man that can pay the bills and make me giggle like a schoolgirl. Who don't want that? That's what you want, That at the end of the day, that's what you want. My husband was not my first choice. I don't know why this fly will not leave this room. I opened the door for him and everything. My husband was not my first choice, and I won't say not my first choice, but he was not. I had a list, and my husband did not fit anything on my list. He did not fit the description. He was not tall. He was not fine. He was not buff. Didn't like to do a lot of things I like to do. He didn't ride a did not fit the description. And we still together. We're still together. That's right. Get a 5 figure and be happy. Be happy. Yeah, you never know who you're going to end up with in life. And most of the time, it's not the person that we're looking for. Oftentimes it's not. Did anyone think you were gold digging? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. His sisters. The very first time I went to meet my husband's family. His family lives in Mississippi. He took me to Mississippi. It was Thanksgiving. I'll never forget it. And his one of his sisters asked me, she said, "How many brothers and sisters do you have?" And I said, "I don't have any sisters, but I have 5 brothers." And she said, "Ooh, you a tough one. You real tough. So when he won't give you that wallet, you can knock him down and take it." It's funny to me today, but I was way past offended. I was so offended. I was like, I said, she has no idea. I don't have to knock him down and take nothing. Terrible. I was very feminine, got dogged out worse when I was at the beauty pick. I'm trying to go back and find um the beauty pick. I think over the past few years it might be the latter, only because I became so fed up and started getting my own, but before I was very feminine, got dogged out worse. It means that the woman isn't feminine when she has masculine attributes. Leader, always in charge, not inspiring. Yeah, I talk about that all the time. I talk about feminine energy. It's so important. Oh, this fly is this is so not even funny. It's so important, and not for men, not even for men. But if you're trying to get a man, it only plays out in your favor because men like feminine women. I struggle with that. Y'all have no idea. I just said I have 5 brothers. I rode a motorcycle. I still have one, but I ain't rode it in like a year. I used to lift weights in the gym, like lift weights, like try to just get as swole as I could. Like masculine energy overfloweth. And when I started working on it, it was hard for me because I was used to doing everything for myself. And I thought it was okay to be tough and okay to be masculine, and I didn't realize how bad it was until my husband, because my husband he's a southern man. And so I would be like lifting a bag of dirt or something, and my husband come over there. He would get so mad. He'd be like, "Put that down. You don't lift that. You're a woman. You'll mess your body up, and you'll be." And I'm like, "I was doing this before I met you. You don't tell me I can't lift 50-pound bags of dirt. I'm strong." And I didn't understand why he had an interest in me lifting stuff that I was physically capable of lifting. Or I thought he was always trying to keep me from doing things that I used to do previously. And then I had to learn, I had to start, like, I have this piece of paper. "Oh, honey, can you carry this for me?" And his little ego just be, "Oh, yes, yes. Why'd you pick it up anyway? Give it to me." Little ego just be on swole, right? But I'm telling you that was a hard one for me because I grew up with 5 brothers, and I did everything they did. My males dominate my family. My mother has 5 brothers and sisters, and they all have between 4 and 6 kids, and like some of them have one girl. Males dominate my family. So I had to really work hard on that. But men love feminine women. And I know it's hard. It's a hard one. They need to feel needed. Absolutely. They need to feel needed. Now, sometimes they'll have to explain to me why they don't do stuff you ask them to, but like, hey, could you stop by and get? They'll forget about that, but they, when you carrying something heavy, they need to be the Superman to come over there and rescue you and take it out your hands. And my husband has to open the door for me. My husband will run to the door to get the door before I go through the door. Mona B, yeah, me too. I used to be the main one in the tree. We used to have fruit trees in our neighborhood, and out of all my brothers and my male cousins, I would always be the one to climb up to the top of the tree and shake it so the fruit could fall out. Yeah, you have to let a man be a man. That was something that was in my 10 things classy women don't do video that a lot of women got mad about. Some women were like, "It's 2019. I can open my own door and you know, I pay the bills too." And yeah, it's always, if you have that type of masculine energy flowing through your home, it's always, there's always going to be a struggle. I'm telling you, always. And I still have to check myself about some things sometimes cuz I'm very handy. And so I have to make it a point to talk to my husband first and ask him, "Hey, could you, do that before I dig in and start doing it?" Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being, I don't want to call it independent. Um, what's the word I'm thinking of? We'll say independent. There's nothing wrong with being independent. Um, and actually, self-sufficient is the word I'm thinking of. Nothing wrong with that. Like, any man, if a man meets you and he looks down at your feet and you have your shoes on the right feet, he knows you can take care of yourself. I'm just gonna put it that simple for you. If you got up out of bed, you put your shoes on the right feet, he knows you handling things. He knows. You don't have to constantly remind him that I'm INDEPEND. They know. They get it. They really do. Yes. Self sufficient. Where are you from again? Enchanted Flame, I'm from Kansas. Yeah. What does my husband do for a living? My husband owns a HVAC company. Yeah, you're not supposed to do everything for yourself. In fact, do as little as possible for yourself. That's just because you got to do everything for him, right? You're going to be cooking for him. You're going to be cleaning up the house or hiring help. You don't even have to. Well, I know a lot of women who don't cook every day. I know a lot of women who don't cook but like once a month. And so I guess these days, in order to have a good man, I guess cooking is not a skill that is required anymore out here in these streets. Being feminine is different from being helpless. Absolutely. Don't be helpless. Now, that's what I talked about that yesterday in my video, Secure Your Bag. There's a difference between being feminine and just being helpless. A woman's femininity is her strength when dealing with a man. Absolutely. That's like the comment I was reading in the comment section about how a man with money didn't want to pay for anything. A man with put that feminine energy on him. There is nothing he can do. He could have taken all the alpha male strategy classes he wanted to take. He could be a 4-year graduate from the alpha male course. He can't He can't resist that feminine energy. Don't be the girl fixing the flat tire while he stands there watching. Listen, I have seen this. I saw this happen one day, and it was the craziest thing I ever saw in my life. Um, Me and that gentleman would have part ways as soon as I got that tire on that car. He would not have even been getting back into the car. Period. I don't know how you do that. That's almost as bad as seeing a man standing on the side of the road in like sweltering heat waiting for AAA to come and change his tire. It's like if he doesn't have the tools, I get it. Or if he figured out that his spare was flat, I got it. But if you're just waiting for AAA to show up because you don't know how to fix your tire, you're a lost cause. You are horrible. Yes, pumping gas is definitely a no. Unless you're out by yourself and you're getting ready to run out, don't run out of gas or anything. But keep a clean house and car, initiate sex sometimes if you want to. If you want to. Let him make decisions, look your best, be cooperative. With the Black PhD sister speaking on Black Superwoman and where it comes from. Oh yeah. It comes actually it comes from Black Superwoman comes from many things. Many things. I talked about this on a live video, how there's such a like gender reversal going on in this world. And a lot of it, like I have a son and I was a single mother to my son. So mothers, especially African American mothers, we're known for like coddling our sons because we don't want them to go out into the world and get hurt, and we don't want them to get beat up and go to jail and something the worst case scenario to happen to them. So we coddle them like they're babies, and then we have daughters. We're like, you don't take no mess off of nobody. You don't need no man. You don't put up with no man's stuff. You can make your own money. You can build a house with your bare hands. So the world is confused right now. These men look better than us. Why is it that women have to always do and dress this way or do this and that, and men do very little? We are the prize. We are the prize, but they choose. They choose us. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that in the comment section below. They choose us, especially depending on where they are in life. I mean, yeah, we are the prize. We are definitely the prize. I missed something here. I see you better teach him, be specific, 3 more strokes, go slow. Don't be afraid to let him know how to please you. Yeah, that's true to a certain extent. That depends on the man's age, though. I'm just not, yeah, I'm not going to be sitting up trying to teach a man of a certain age every single thing to do. When a man reaches a certain point in life, he should know how to, he should know the basics about how to navigate a woman's body. He really should. And if you teach him, you should only have to teach him once or twice. It shouldn't be you constantly having to remind him what he needs to do for you. Arlene, I am no prize, no matter my age. I'm attractive. I'm on a path of growth emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And I would love to know why that doesn't make you a prize. That you still a prize. Feminine but not traditional. Oh, I asked, what if your husband sucks in bed? Um, that's a hard one. You physical having a physical connection with somebody is important. It's very important, and don't ever let anybody tell you that it's not, because I've seen this a lot lately. Like, oh, that's so irrelevant. That's such a small. If you don't have a physical connection with him, if he cannot satisfy you physically, there will come a day where somebody else will be willing to do so, and you will be willing to let them. And I don't care how much you love somebody. So it's important that you have some type of physical connection with your spouse. That's important. People will sit there all day and tell you, oh, that's a small part of the. No, it's not. That's huge. That's huge. At Lovejoy, your screen name. What do you mean we choose first? See, the comments go way too fast. Oh, I agree. They choose, but we choose. Yeah, we choose whether or not we're going to give them the time of day, whether or not we're going to give them the 5 minutes of conversation that they would like to have with us. Yes, but when it comes to if we are going to be their wife, um, yeah, they choose. The man I'm dating, who's 10 years older, 58, used to open my door. I messed up by opening my own door. Now he has stopped. How do I get back chivalry? Just stand there. When you're getting ready to get into the car, just stand there. And if he gets inside and backs out and drives off and you still standing there, well, then you need to make some other choices in life. But just don't reach. Don't even reach. Because that's our problem. Sometimes we like, reaching for the door, reaching for stuff. Don't reach. Just stand there and give him the opportunity to be a man. And he'll start doing it again. Especially if you looking real cute. Sabrina's World, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Tanika, I disagree, Eva. We choose if we are going to be the wife too. I did. Yeah, you definitely have to say yes. But I mean, like, ultimately, I mean, think about how many women are waiting for a man to ask them to marry them. He has to make that decision, right? And if we force them into it, if we are able to talk them into it, it's never going to turn out right. But yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely we have to say yes, or they ain't got nobody to put the ring on someone's finger. We have to say yes, but they make the decision whether or not they're even going to ask, or we're going to be the one that they ask. Intimacy is a huge part. Teaching the same lessons over and over and over. Yeah, not gonna keep teaching a man what he needs to do. Nobody, unless he has like a learning disability. No, that is not even necessary. I have buddies who do not want to have sexual relations with their spouse. Women choose who they date, men choose who they marry. Yeah. Blue chew pills. What is? Oh. Add a man, make him take some blue chew pills. Hey, whatever. He'll be willing to do whatever you ask him to do if he loves you. He wants to be with you. If he loves you and he wants to be with you, your physical needs are very important to him. Very important to him. What if he has all the good qualities but doesn't know about chivalry, like opening car doors? Well, then he knows. He knows it's the right thing to do, but maybe you have to remind him. If you like him enough, then just say, you should open my door for me. I would like for you to open my door for me. Or you probably don't even have to say nothing. Just stand back and see what he does. Sometimes we write people off too quick, and then other people, we don't write them off quick enough. you know, we could have a man who maybe, some guys have been with a lot of women previously who never required that. They didn't require that. And most of the time, men know what you require just by who you are and how you carry yourself and your feminine energy. Because if your feminine energy is is up to par, is in check, he knows he needs to open the door for you. He knows that. He knows he needs to pull your chair out for you. One may feel too old to get someone else, don't want to be lonely, cheaper to keep her, him, worried about what others will think. Hmm. Yeah. Was somebody asking why somebody wouldn't leave? I'm assuming that's what the question was, because um don't want to be alone, cheaper to keep her. Yeah, that cheaper to keep her thing is real. Let's talk about securing the bag, because I feel there are some ladies in the room who need to know how to secure the bag. Gotta secure your bag, ladies. you know, I talked about this yesterday in my video. How I think if a woman wants to stay home, if her husband has the means to allow her to stay home, then great. That's a great thing, especially if they have kids. She has time with the children. She can take care of the children, but you should still be doing something. Every woman needs a side hustle. Like you should have a little gig on the side. And a lot of women don't like to do that because they feel like it would be hiding money. But let me tell you something. If you have a man and he has a pretty decent amount of money, he has enough money to take care of you and to provide for you, he's hiding money from you. He got some money somewhere that you don't know about. And you should have some money somewhere that he doesn't know about as well. I cannot stress that enough. I'm telling you. Not good with words and finessing. You just when men are hiring. I like nice things, so I will always work. I will be not be told no for anything. Yeah, and who wants to have to go? Even though, like, some of us have, access to the things we need, but you don't want to have to rely on someone for your every want and need. And you may want to do something special for yourself. You may want to do something special for him, but you should just have your own. And I think that I spent like it was like a year just doing nothing because we moved in together. We got married, and my husband was like, "Well, we were like renovating, doing this, doing that." And it was hard. It was rough for me. Like I even cried sometimes. I was like, "Dang, I want to get dressed up and leave the house every day. Like I can't take this." And I have to have, money coming in. So it was hard for me. It really was. But find a hustle. I'm telling you, find something to do. If you are able to stay home, it's like the perfect opportunity for you to be doing something that you 100% love doing, and you could be making money off of it. And if you try something and it doesn't prove to be successful, well, okay, on to the next thing. You haven't lost anything. I wouldn't be investing a ton of money into like, hobbies and interests that I'm trying to get paid off of, but you haven't lost a lot. And if it doesn't work out, you know that the rent is still going to be paid or the mortgage is still going to be paid, and on to the next thing. It's also how you feel. You maintain your sense of independence and self. You can still connect with your hobbies and your interests and things that you love and are into, because sometimes stay-at-home moms get lost in the sauce, right? You just wifey and mommy, then you don't even get called your name anymore. You're just wife and mommy. So it's a way to stay connected to who you are and the things that you love to do, and you're making money just in case something bad happens. What zodiac signs are best in bed? I don't know. Leos? I'm a Leo. No, I don't know. Oh, thank you, Life Coach 365. Face fillers. Oh, we talked about this the last time I came on live because someone asked me, had I ever had plastic surgery? And I said no, I've never done anything, but I said I would do like a little stuff around here if I thought it was necessary. But I'm scared because you have to find the right person to go to. If you don't go to the right person, then you end up with lumps and bumps and you look worse than you looked before. My trust belongs to God, not men. Having something going for you is a must. Absolutely. Um, Someone commented yesterday that I made it sound like all marriages are doomed to fail, and I was like, that was not my thing at all. They said I made marriage sound like a horrible thing. I don't Marriage is not a horrible thing. Marriage is a beautiful thing. And marriage is what you make it. But at the end of the day, I always just feel like you should prepare yourself for the worst that could happen. Prepare yourself for a rainy day. You never know. Like I told you, these three women that I talked about yesterday, neither one of them went to bed the night before thinking that the next day they were going to get up and be trying to figure out life. None of them thought that. So you never know. It's important. And not only is it important to do that, but it's also important to make sure that he has things laid out for you and your children. That's super important, because I know some women who have been in a position where they like, oh, when he died, I'm getting everything. When he died, I'm getting everything, and they ain't getting nothing because he didn't have anything laid out. So lay it out. Men hide money too. Yeah, absolutely. Heck yeah, they hide money so that you can't make it disappear. Absolutely. You better believe they hide money. If you sit up there thinking that you know every little stash he got, mm-mm, they hide money. They have to. They better. Yep. Yeah, stay on him about that. Yeah, make your husband make have everything laid out i- verbatim. Everything. Yeah. And that's another thing, like don't that happened to my mom. Like my mom kind of got disconnected from taking care of herself and providing for herself because she was with this man for 20 years, and she thought she was going, she thought he would die and she would get everything. But his kids came and removed him from her when he broke his hip. So, yeah, you never know when you just might have to start taking care of yourself again. You may have to start going back to work, or you just never know what's going to happen. I say enjoy every moment to the fullest, but don't waste all of the time on doing things like shopping and, you know, buying out the mall and just catering to your husband and your children. Still do you and still be productive. Tanika is hard. Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely doesn't play out in my favor when it's time for me to just step back and say, okay. My husband is, for as masculine as he is, he's a manly man, but sometimes he will let me take charge if that's what I'm getting ready to do, and he'll just stand back and be like, you know, we went to we were in Memphis, and we went to the hotel, the Lorena Hotel. And we're getting ready to go into this exhibit, and I was in front of my husband, and he's as a man of a few words. And I told the lady, I said, yes, we paid for the tickets to take the tour of the art museum, and then we'd like to know where we go when we leave here. And so she's like, well, do you have this? I said, yes, I have this and this. And then she let me through, and she stepped in front of my husband and she said, do you know how to talk? And at first, I got a little upset. I was offended. I was like, "What she stand in front of you? What she mean? Do you know how to talk?" I told her everything she needed to know. But later on, it dawned on me that I was being overbearing. I was being very aggressive. And I had a man standing behind me. It wasn't a good look. So that day I thought about that. I was like, "Ooh, that was ugly." And it was an older woman. This woman was like 60. And I said, "I'm sure that's exactly how that looked to her, that I was being super aggressive, and you know, my husband wasn't speaking up and saying anything. He was just letting me run the show." So she wanted, that was her way of letting him know, yeah, can you talk? I see what's going on here. I see who's running things. Yeah, she was out of line for stepping in front of my husband. She really was. But, God has done some things with me, and I wasn't going to say anything to her. I got the message. That was what I took. I received what she was saying, instead of saying, "What, stand in front of my husband? What's wrong with you?" I got it that day. Expect the unexpected. Absolutely. To expose downside of the music industry and the way she has been doing lately. I haven't seen that. Bam, a realist. I haven't seen that. Some people need to be exposed, though, right? Let's be clear about that. Is she lying on people, or is she telling the truth? Jag snapped, didn't she? I might need to go look this up. I don't know, but um, yeah, you gotta respect your elders. You know what though? One thing that I've learned: young women, they really don't look at me any type of way when they see me with my husband. Like, they could care less. They just going on about their business. Older women, it's a no. Older women do not like to see and I won't say all older women, but it's always when there are dirty looks past and all that type of stuff, it's always older women, much older women than me. Actually, women who are my husband's age. They're the ones who are like, giving me the side eye. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. But if she's exposing people that need to be exposed, then as well she should. Like I said, some people need to be exposed. All right, y'all. Well, it's been fun. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I think I've been on here for the longest. I don't think I've ever been on here live this long ever before. So for my Patreon members, I'm going to get my camera situation figured out so that the next time I come on live, it'll be on a Patreon chat. Don't forget, if you got this book, start reading this book on Monday, or if you have it in your possession, you can start, like me, start digging into it now. But thank you guys so much. This has been fun. You guys had some good stuff for me tonight. Y'all are coming with it. See you guys next time. Everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend.